Alright, before we get in this video today, just going to let everybody know that this thing was filmed back in like June or July this past year. Just getting around now to finishing the video, and so just to explain everything, this was filmed like back during the summer. So, and if we refer to a show during this video talking about taking the truck to one, it was Southeastern Truck Nationals up in Lebanon this past year. So just to clear some things up if it's confusing watching it, because it's a completely different time of the year from now. So with that being said, we'll get to the video.
Alright, so we're back again today, and this video is going to be about one of our more recent purchases. It's an 87 Silverado, kind of like this one right here, but
A little bit different.
a little bit different. It ain't the old stepper like that, but it's right here.
The light's kind of throwing it off. Can't really tell what color it was right there.
It is metallic gray, one color, not a two-tone. Yeah, so this is it. Like I said, 87, fuel injected, but it's got a little bit different fuel injected than what it had from the factory. Let's just get straight to the point. So you can see this is a pretty stock looking truck, which this is basically how we got it. We just threw a set of 8-inch rallies on it because it had a mismatch set.
It had 3 7s and a 6 on it.
Yeah, so
it
we
had, like little bitty tires on it.
Yeah, so other than the wheels, the only other thing we've done is we've put window motors in it.
Yep.
Other than that, this is how
we got it.
That's right.
Even
So,
including this.
like I said, fuel injected, because she's got the 5.3 in it. Shadow's kind of throwing it off, but yeah. As you can see, got the old 5.3, which some of this may look familiar if you've watched some of our previous videos, like on our black 84.
Yeah, so you would think the experience we have with that 84 buying a truck already LS swap would change our
Kind of
mind.
shy us away from that.
But if wouldn't have been for who done this, there wouldn't have been
No way we would have bought it, really.
But when we're getting at the same guy that done our black truck, you've seen our couple videos ago.
The swap shop from Glen, Mississippi.
He also was actually doing this one right before we took that one down.
Yeah.
So we seen this one, I guess, before it was done.
Yeah. So
We seen it a couple times down there before we took that truck down there. So we were looking at it, never thought about buying it down there, and then a couple months later, it just happened. He's actually the one that helped us, pretty much helped us buy
yeah, he
so
actually told us the truck was for sale, and so yeah.
that's how we ended up with it.
But
didn't really plan on buying it. It's one of the things that just happened. So.
But if you watched our other video about our 84, you'd see it's got the LS intake on it. See, this one still has the truck intake. It's got the same Speed Engineering headers on it.
Has a BTR truck North.
It also has the BTR truck North cam. Aluminum radiator. This one's a different brand. This one's a Champion, I think. Yeah, right there, Champion. Yeah, so this is basically it. It's still got all the factory AC stuff on it. Really, all this truck needs is a compressor and some lines, and it'll have AC. But we'll get to that later on.
What we're going to do is lower it a little bit. And I mean, there's a lot of just odd end stuff we're going to do to it before we take it up there.
Yeah.
Like I said, lower it. We're going to pull this red pinstripe off. We're going to take all this chrome molding off and redo it because
it's kind of crooked on there. It ain't lined up the best.
Kind of would be the nice way of putting it.
She's off by a little bit.
Looks like it was put on in the dark, kind of.
Maybe with your eyes closed, but that's besides the point. There is a little damage here on the bedside. We were going to try to fix that before we done all this, but
yeah, at this point in time,
we don't have much time.
Yeah.
Nothing much else would get done if we was to do that. So we're just going to kind of massage around on a little bit, best we can. Fix it at a later date. But yeah, here's the inside. I didn't show it. Actually, fairly clean. There's a rip in the seat. It ain't too bad, but like these seat belts and a lot of this trim is in really good shape. It needs the headliner redone, but inside not much to look at right now. We do plan on redoing all that. Also, this being 87, which from the factory would be a dual tank truck, but when it was swapped, the guy only wanted just the one single tank in it, so it's just got the tank on the left, which no big deal. But
one thing too, it being an 87, really if I had to pick any square body not to LS swap, it would have to be an 87, just for the fact that they're
the first year and the last year.
Last year square body, first year fuel injected. I mean, I have nothing against putting an LS in one. It's just if I had to pick one not to, it would be an 87 because they're already fuel injected. And
yeah, and
I mean, I guess the reliability would be about the same. I mean, if everything in the 87 was, you know, up to date and
yeah,
been went through, and you drive it regular, I mean.
But what you're gaining with the LS is the power.
Yeah.
So
I'm not complaining.
oh, I'm definitely not complaining that it's LS swap.
Now,
but
if we had the truck before it was LS swap, it probably wouldn't be LS swap.
Probably not, but
since we got it already done, I'm not going to say much about it.
Yep.
Something else we don't have to do.
That's right. And I mean, there's been a lot of work already done on this truck.
Yeah, I think the brakes, some of the brake stuff's been done. It's got new shocks on it.
The frame's been painted.
Yeah, complete frame's been painted on it.
I mean, you can see it under there. It's just really clean on the bottom side.
We were told it was a very clean, solid truck. I mean, it's had a repaint on it probably in the last 10 years. It's not the best. It's a good driver.
Yeah.
But then again, if you ain't around painting body every day, you won't. The average person wouldn't pick the stuff out, but us being around it all the time, that's kind of what we.
That's what we noticed first.
Both bumpers are bent. The front bumper actually came with it, a new one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna swap that out, and I don't know if you noticed or not.
We also got this trim piece too, new with it.
Back bumper, the step bumper. I ain't got nothing against them. I just think the roll bumper looks better. The smooth bumper. We're gonna put it not a roll pan if that's what you're getting confused.
No, it'd be the sport bumper.
Yeah.
I guess you'd call it. We've put them on a few other trucks. Go back, watch videos. You see all that.
We're gonna put that on there. As far as the outside, not a whole lot.
Yeah, not much is gonna change on the outside, really.
I'm gonna buff it after that too. Help it some, but I don't know. So we're gonna get this thing under here, start tearing it down and lower it. We're gonna do that first, and then get it back, you know, running, driving, lowered, and then do the inside from then. This will be like a several day video.
Yeah, but we're gonna keep it all in one video. Yeah. It's just gonna be a several day process for us. But all right, we're gonna move the old 78 long bed out of here.
Dude, it has the same cam as our black truck does. It's just
the exhaust, and it's got the same headers. It's just the exhaust.
I think this has a MagnaFlow on it.
Yeah, I think it comes into one single MagnaFlow and then just single exhaust out the back.
Something too we didn't mention is gauges. It's got a different setup of gauges in it. I'm not for sure what
brand,
what brand it is.
But just to be completely honest with you, I hate them. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm just not a fan at all. They're just very bright at night.
Yeah, it's almost like it's got so bad of a reflection.
And it's
you can't see out of it hardly.
Yeah, and they feel really cheap. But I think at the time this truck was build was going on was the time when you really couldn't get Dakotas, and this was all that was available.
Yeah, I mean this truck, since it's been swapped, it's only got 306 miles on it.
Yeah.
And I think we got it at 100, so.
Yeah, so we put most of the miles on this.
Yep.
But eventually we'll put a set of Dakotas in there.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't seen our video on our black 84 in there, go watch it and take a look at the gauges. But anyways, I guess it's time to get to work. Alright, so we got all the bed bolts out, fixing to pull this bed off here. One of them gave us a little troubles there. You see, we had to make a slight modification to get it out, but it is out. So
yeah, other than that, all the other ones actually come out pretty easily. So, and two, you don't have to pull this bed off to do this, but we've got everything here to do it, so it's just as quick for us just to pull the bed off. So
that's why we're doing it. But yeah, let's set this board up here straight on this tub. We're gonna run the old forklift in here and pick this thing up and set it off. So
yeah, and after that too, we'll get it back up there. We'll explain how we're gonna lower it this time. So.
Yeah. Come up with some. Hey. Go back some. All right, come up. All right, there she is. Well, here it is. So there you go. Well, just pull it off there. I'll just yank it off here.
I'll add this to our collection over here of step bumpers.
We're gathering a few.
There's what I think three over here. There's four, and the
yeah. Well, now that all that junk's off, we went ahead and torched our
bump stops
off, and we got these little low profile bump stops on there now.
So just rubber, call them.
Yeah, just urethane, whatever they're called. So now it's time to start getting this thing in the air on some jack stands and pulling the U-bolts out of it.
Yeah, we're just gonna be putting a flip kit on there, a 5-inch flip. So we hadn't done a flip kit since.
It's been a while since we've done a flip kit.
I guess it would be your maroon cat eye right there.
Yeah, I guess that was the last flip.
We done it on it. We done it on the K5, but everything else we've done.
Spring hangers.
Yeah, spring hangers and just shackles. So, and taking the leaves out, taking the overload leaf out.
Which I don't even think we're gonna mess with because it's not gonna really make a difference.
Yeah, not here. If we need any more adjustment here, we can put a drop shackle on it. So,
and I doubt that overload is gonna affect the ride all that much anyway.
it shouldn't.
So be all right. Who knows? We may have a load on the bed of this thing.
Possibly. Might have to pull a lawnmower with it or something.
Might have to. But we're gonna get this thing in there and start tearing it apart even more. Alright, so as you've seen there, we got this side all tore down, spring out of it. But before we get back into that, we got the back done last night, so
next day, so
come back here and take a look at it. Just flip, we got our shocks all in here. Everything went together pretty good.
yeah, pretty smooth the back. Cut the bump stops off, put the smaller bump stops on there. I don't know if we said that or not. This is a 5-inch flip.
Western Chassis is the brand on it, if we hadn't mentioned.
Come with new U-bolts, nuts, all the plates to do that. The little saddle to set in here, so it went in good.
And our only thing with this kit is, if you see there, the space you've got between your shock bolt and this plate right here. So we actually put the plate and the U-bolts on before we put the shock on, and we had to go back and take that back off and put the shocks on first.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing with this kit that we noticed was, I wouldn't say wrong or out of the ordinary. We just didn't read the instructions first, I guess. But
also put Beltec drop shocks on there. We use these on anything we lower. We put Beltec drop shocks on them. They not gave us any problems. So anyway, we got the front tore down, like you said, one side. And if we didn't mention or not, we're just putting a 3-inch coil spring up front. These are actually the ones that we had on that black truck in there that we swapped out with spindles and done some other stuff on the front of it. So these are the ones that we used on it.
Yeah, roughly probably 3 inches or so.
Yeah. So we're gonna get back on the front. Everything's went good so far. So
well,
hope I didn't jinx ourselves.
You jinxed us. Now the other side's gonna take 3 days, but
I hope not. So anyway, we're gonna try to get this knocked out tonight, get it back on the ground, and
get this thing ready to set the bed back on. All right, just like that, we got the front done. Still up in there. We haven't let the jack down yet, so y'all gonna see it the first time we see it, and hopefully
we don't have to go back and
drop it some more.
Hope it's not too low in the front, but we've used the same setup, I think. Well, not the flip in the back, but we've done 5 in the back and 3 up front on 2 or 3 other trucks, and they all look good. So one thing left to do.
That's right. Put her on the ground. Okay. We almost tucking some tire up here. I think that looks pretty dang good. Now it may look like it has a little bit too much rake on camera, but the bed's not on there.
Yeah, by the time you get the bed on it, it will
she'll settle some more in the back.
it'll level the front out a little bit.
But yeah, that, in my opinion, that looks very good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty pleased with it.
I just believe that will work.
And you know, if it's got too much rake, you know, we may have a little extra weight on in the bed. You never know.
Right. You'll see that hopefully by the end of this video.
Yeah, may have to throw a few sandbags or something.
We've got another addition to this that we literally just acquired yesterday. So
yeah, which is just more work, but it should be worth it.
It'll help the look of it. It kind of fits what we're trying to do here. So.
Yeah. But
anyway, we'll wrap it up tonight. Another almost 11 o'clock night. So we'll do that. Get back at some point and get the bed on it. Get it bolted back down, and we'll catch up then.
River, how's it going? Come on, come on, come on. That's good. That does look a whole lot better right there. I think it looks good.
I think it barely has break, but
Yeah, I think that looks good right there. Yeah, so 5-inch rear flip, 3-inch rear or 3-inch front coil spring, and that's on the factory rallies. And if we haven't mentioned, just for right now, we are going to be running the factory rallies on this truck for a little while until we decide more of a permanent wheel option for it.
yeah, we'll have a 20 on it for long, if not a 20, 22 possibly.
Yeah, we may stagger it a little bit, but
haven't staggered one yet. But
it seems like a good candidate.
yeah, I think it'd be a good truck to do.
But yeah, sorry for the wind noise if there is any. It is a little breezy out here, but
I think it looks perfect.
for the look we're going for, I think we nailed it. Yeah, we're kind of going for a grandpa look. Y'all will see that here in a few minutes. But yeah, that, in my opinion, I think that looks really good. I do too. I think it looks right.
A heck of an adjustment in the back. This thing was set up like a 4-wheel drive in the back.
Actually, I'm surprised 5 got it down that low, because this thing, I mean, you seen in the beginning of the video, this thing was very high in the back.
I think this is the highest one in the back we've ever lowered.
Yeah.
And it helped. Sure.
Yeah, it helped it a whole lot.
Weird without the bumper on the back, but
yes. And we've got a sport bumper, smooth rear bumper, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be going on here.
It makes it look short without the bumper.
Yeah, it looks a little stubby without the bumper, but we'll
get it back under there and get all this stuff tightened, and catch back up at some point then.
All right, so we're down here at the body shop, and as you can see, this thing's starting to look a little bit different. We got the front end, grill, bumper, headlights out. We got side markers, pulled the tail lights, and got the door molding, or the body molding off.
Also pinstripe.
And the pinstripe.
Which some of the pinstripe, when it came off, it did pull some paint off in areas which...
Nothing too major. Yeah, so when they put the pinstripe on, the paint probably wasn't fully cured, and you know, we've started buffing this thing too.
Yeah, I've got the roof buffed and half the hood right now. You might can tell the difference.
You might be able to tell a slight difference here on camera.
One thing I will say about whoever painted this,
you can actually kind of see it on camera.
They so this is metallic color. You can't just hammer a metallic color down when you're spraying it, because it will leave like splotches, and you can see right here like
tiger stripes.
Yeah, they
some
call
people
it tiger
call it
stripe. You can see it's kind of darker right here. It's got some splotches here.
It's light here and dark here, but
some people never notice it. Sometimes you get it outside, it can either make it worse or make it kind of hide it.
Yeah, the sun does kind of hide it in some cases.
But like if you're spraying a solid color, you can get away with doing that more than you could with this. This is acrylic enamel or urethane. It's a single stage, and you ask how I know that. You know, if you're buffing something and your color comes off on your pad, more than likely it's a single stage, or you've
made a big mistake.
You buff the clear off, and you're just buffing the base coat, which is not very good. So don't want to do that if you buff one that's base clear. So
would not recommend.
The roof is done. Well, it's compounded,
which it's not perfect, which we don't expect it to be, but that's really the best you can get. This yeah.
This thing looked like it had like a flat look to it.
Yeah, it was, kind of almost satin. You see we got a bed full of parts there. There's all the body mold. Grill, we've got to sand and paint it. Front bumper, if we didn't mention, it is kind of bent. We got a new one to go on there.
Something too, you really can see this bedside now.
Yeah,
pains me. We won't get to fix it right now because we have zero time to fix it. But when we do go back and fix this, we already have a plan for this truck after this next show. So,
but yeah, there's our headlight buckets out there. We got new headlights to go in it. We will be putting new taillight lenses and side markers. We also need to fix the Radley tailgate there.
It gets annoying.
It does get very annoying. But hopefully we'll have something on here. If we don't get to fix it, we'll have something on here to keep it shut. Which you'll see later. Hopefully. Yeah, here's the other side. This is the good side. No dent. And also when we pulled the body molding off, it did pull just a little bit of paint. That's no big deal. This body molding, they must have put it on going uphill, because it is very high in the front and it's about where it needs to be in the back. So it's gonna level back out, and you won't never see all that anyways. That's where we're at right now.
That's our current state on this. We'll finish buffing this the next few days. Still got a small list to do on this. So we've decided at this point too, we're not gonna be able to do anything to the inside, which is fine right now because I've kind of got a different plan for the inside now.
We've come to terms with not, oh well, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna go with the show like that, so I ain't worried about it. It's decent.
I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be worse there. No offense to anybody, but just saying.
So anyway, we've got a plan with inside, which I'm glad now we're not gonna be able to put it in there before the show. So it's gonna work out though. It's gonna look better than it did.
That's right.
It kind of goes along with what we're gonna do the outside of this when we get it back. But that's a whole different thing there. So.
Yeah, that's later on in the future. Probably more than likely around this fall, at the earliest, that we'll be able to get to that. So. Oh yes, very good, very good.
I mean, you can burn single sage too, but it's as long as you don't really bear down the edge, you're not going to buff it unless it was just the paint was put on very thin, which you can tell one of these gas doors show it. This paint was not put on very thin.
They got wild on one of these. Yeah, it's this one right here. You can actually see. It looks like it's black around, but no, that's just where they's making her slick right there. So.
They were trying to. I'll give it to them.
So.
I'm not down in this. I'm just.
Oh no.
It was probably done, 10 years ago. Which
at least, probably, I'd say.
Could have been like a home ordeal.
It could have been a backyard.
Do-it-yourself type thing.
You don't know how many. Nothing wrong with that. This is probably a 10-year-old paint job at least.
I'd say at least 10, possibly less, possibly a little more.
But none of that matters.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's shining up. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, we just really wanted to knock this dull off of it, which you can tell it is. It is not dull anymore.
We got a few more things to do here. So we'll check back in throughout this video. It's going to be obviously several days put together, but
yeah,
we'll keep doing this, checking in, and keep going from there. And
Alright, so we're back up here at the other shop. Got the truck back here, as you can see. And now we're fixing to put these bumpers on.
yep, they would be at the least convenient spot. They're up top, so gonna have to get up here and get them.
Yeah, which we do have 2 brand new bumpers going on the front and rear of this truck, which you seen earlier. The front one is bent, and the back one we're replacing the step bumper with a smooth rear bumper like what you see right over here, which we usually put on all of our trucks just because we like them better. Got one on the 2-tone truck, got one on our black truck here. So yeah, that's what's going to be going on the gray truck out there. Looks like Kim's got his ladder set up here, so we will I'm going to set this down. Heavy.
This is that 4-wheel drive, maybe, right?
Yeah, we might as well throw that in the garbage.
Oh shit, this is about it.
This is the rear. Was that front brackets? Just like that. They are all down. Alright, got our bumpers down. This is our front one right here. And
front one actually came with the truck.
Yeah.
That and some new brackets. I hadn't.
Yeah, we actually, well, we've looked at them. I think they're just new front brackets. So, but yeah, our smooth rear bumper right here in the box. Funny story about it. I actually ordered it for this truck right here. which we were building for the same show last year. I didn't get it. I ordered it sometime in early June, and I didn't get it till
October.
Yeah, like October. Which
they were back ordered.
They were back ordered. They were somewhere out on the boat, lost at sea, I guess.
Yeah, we just ordered it early for this year.
So. Yeah, we ordered it a year in advance. So
yeah,
but yeah,
we'll always find something to put one of them on.
Yeah, so now it's actually getting to go to use, so that's good.
We'll start with the front, and then because I think on these the fronts are harder than the back.
So yeah, we're gonna.
I hate doing bumpers on these trucks.
Yeah, bumpers on square bodies aren't usually that fun. All right, gotta inspect this thing for dents here.
Well, even if it has one, there's nothing we can do about it.
We're a little late to the party here.
We didn't buy this. Like I said, it came with the truck.
So yeah.
It's got all this oil on it.
Yeah,
so
I guess
it
that's
don't rust on that boat.
Just keep that chrome from rusting, I guess. Yeah, come on the long boat right over here from Taiwan, Alabama. Yeah.
It is Taiwan. Most aftermarket stuff is.
Golly, this thing greased up.
They don't want them rusty.
They don't want them rusty, I guess. They blew the budget on the oil, I guess. That's why they have to charge so much for these. Why is there so many holes down here?
I noticed that.
I don't think that's supposed to be like that.
Valence will cover it.
Hopefully.
Anyway, we're gonna get this thing together. Get it put on there. I know we're gonna have to put the new brackets that mount on the bumper. Probably gonna have to change that right outside mounting bracket.
Yeah.
It did take a hit right there on it. Like I said too, these are not the most fun bumpers to put on, but it's one of them things you just gotta suck it up and do it.
Well, I believe I'd rather put a bumper on there than just drive it without a bumper.
Drive like that.
Well, I mean you can, but
Can't drive
I believe that's a dent right there.
We got rock chipping, shipping.
Send her back to Taiwan, I guess. File a complaint. Contact claims.
I'm just have to live with it.
Anyways,
That happened on those big jobs.
that's right. This is a big job. So we're gonna put all these brackets on here and get this thing setting on here, I guess.
Watch us struggle with it.
That's right. Be prepared for the struggle. All right. What are we doing, Camden? I thought we had new brackets.
Well, we do have new brackets, but it just so happens they're for a rear bumper.
So, yeah.
So we had a new front bumper with rear bumper brackets. Once again, they came with the truck. We didn't order this stuff, so
yeah.
come out here and
We're just gonna borrow these brackets.
I knew we had one out here somewhere. Didn't have to walk as far as I thought, so we're gonna zip these things off, which it needs these, mainly the right one because it got all mangled up. We need this one too. So we're just gonna get all this stuff and
That's basically what we're here for.
take in there, and you know, this is the time here where it pays to have parts sitting there, so.
That's right.
Why is this so hard?
I think it's operator error.
That will not go in
Here.
It's a defective
This is a
impact
defective-
ratchet.
I think it's the socket. Don't be talking crap on my impact ratchet. Oh, there we go.
Well, you might as well leave that on there. It won't come back off.
That's permanently on there. So as you see here, this is where all the brackets go. This one's gonna go on the corner right here, and then the two little ones in the middle. I guess start putting this bumper together.
Yep.
As much fun as that's gonna be.
We're getting the worst out of the way. I think the fronts are worse than the back. So.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. So, yeah. Start putting these brackets in here,
And something too with these are OEM brackets. You know, they fit a whole lot better than what an aftermarket bracket would. That's not a
these are
not a knock.
GM brackets.
Not a knock on the aftermarket companies. Just
it's not GM. So, all right, last touch, the bow tie, which is my favorite part of these grills. My opinion, ties it all together. Get a shot of that right there. So, yeah, this is all we like. on the grill here, putting these speed nuts on the back, and it will be ready to go in. We are going to go ahead and change out our marker light turn signal bulbs right there. So after that, this thing will be ready to go in. Alright.
It's upside down.
Is it? It ain't upside down. You can't put it upside
The
down.
grill's upside down. There you go. That's better.
That's better there.
Can't beat that right
Yeah,
there.
that gold on that gray, that looks good there. So get these bulbs in here and we're gonna get this grill in. Alright, so last thing y'all seen was yesterday evening. And as you can see, we've got the grill and headlight buckets and front bumper on here. In my opinion, this right here is what makes the front end of these trucks. So now you got to put the back bumper on. Cam's got it there, but just these 85-7 grills. This right here is why they're my favorite. They just look so good in my opinion.
Yeah, redone the grill. We painted it. We didn't say that, and the strip in here. The grill is actually not supposed to be like just straight, clear, shiny. It's supposed to have kind of a semi-gloss look to it, but may get a mixture off on the.
Yeah, we may not put enough flattener in the clear, but it'll be all right. I actually don't mind it shiny.
Yeah, I don't think it's fine.
Which on camera you can't tell a huge difference, but it's going to definitely be a lot easier to clean.
Yeah,
like
get that
this.
new emblem on it.
And just that gold on that gray just looks so good.
Yep. So last thing to do is this back bumper, and then the truck itself will be done. So.
Yeah, so you want to just go ahead and tell them what they'll see the rest of this video after the truck?
So after, like I said, we get the back bumper on it, the truck itself will be done, but the last piece of this thing is what's behind us, and that'll be that piece.
That right there. That right there, short bed camper top, which there is a few holes, got to do some slight repairs to it, no big deal. And you know, these camper tops are kind of coming back into style now, and we decided, you know, be a good place, going on a little trip here, good place to keep all of our stuff that needs to be dry. So yeah, we're gonna
throw it on there, run with it a little bit. We are gonna, like you said, fix some holes. We're going to end up painting this thing silver.
Because if you can't tell, it is tan cream right now, which that really wouldn't just go good on a gray truck. So.
Yeah, it's going to be the same color as the wheels, the grill, and then a few odd and end pieces on there. Just a mixture of a couple silvers on the mixing bank we use.
So like I said, you know, these are getting back in style now too. So you either love them or you hate them. I like them myself. So
they're growing on me. I used to not like them, but they grew on me.
Yeah, he saw the light. He's coming around. So yeah. Like I said, last thing on the truck itself is this rear bumper. So we're getting there. Yeah, I believe that's it.
That would be it. It's got all the cooking grease on it.
All the cooking grease on it too. You know, they blew the budget on that grease, I think.
Anyway, we'll get this on here and
Get all of our brackets on it.
yeah, do that. We'll probably start that camper top probably tomorrow. So
Yeah.
that's the last piece of the puzzle of this truck, and we get it done, and this thing, just clean them both up, and we'll be head out.
We'll be ready to hit the road. Like I said, we're gonna get this bumper built, put on the truck, and we'll check back in here and there. Alright, so the last time y'all seen this camper top, we was prepping it. So That was a day or two ago, I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, now it's painted and looking good.
And this, like you said, it is painted. This is not aluminum, but it looks exactly like a raw aluminum.
Yeah, but it is not. It is paint.
Which I'm very pleased with how this turned out.
Yeah, I could not be more happy with the color of it.
It's perfect color. You get the sun on it, it even reflects it off like it's aluminum.
Yeah.
So it's
Which this is also the same color as our wheels and our grill, so kind of ties all back together.
Yeah, just a mixture of a couple silvers we got on mixing tank in there. So,
but yeah,
not an actual color. We just kind of made that. So.
It's just kind of a bucket mix, I guess you'd say. Kind of.
It's just two toners mixed together.
Yeah.
So, we SOS'd all this chrome and the glass.
Well, brushed. Just kind of cleaned it up.
Brush stuff. Kind of tried to clean these side windows up here a little bit.
For the time we had, it's way better than what they are. But
yeah, they're not the best. But
after this, we might go back and sand them and clear them. Maybe
possibly
try to clean them up. But yeah, we also got our smooth rear bumper on here. Got it all on and tight where it needs to be. But yeah, here it is. And which, you know, I like the camper top on there, but personally, I think the truck looks way more tough without it on there. It just lowered on these rallies.
Yeah, this truck's hard to beat with that top off of it. I mean, it looks good with it on it, but
with it off,
you get a short bed lowered on some rallies looking good like that. It's hard to
it's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat.
But yeah, here she is. This is.
I don't know if we've showed much of the front end either.
Yeah, well, here it is out in the daylight, but.
And that really, for the time being, that's going to wrap this truck up for now. I mean, we're going to go back and do some more stuff to it.
Yeah, we've got some pretty big plans for this truck later in the future.
Yeah,
so
we got some other projects we got to get done, but we had to just get it to a point to where we could run and drive it pretty good, get it lowered.
Yeah.
And so, not gonna mess with the inside until later, probably this winter, fall, something.
Yeah.
Somewhere around that time, and it'll probably end up with a set of wheels on it eventually. Nothing right now. We're just gonna drive it when we get back.
We're just gonna enjoy it. Probably when we get it back, probably end up putting the air on it, putting the compressor on there, getting all that. But that really, getting the air working is our next big thing on this truck. So.
Yeah.
All right, the last clip y'all just seen was us fixing to leave for the show in Nashville, and it had the camper top on it, and this is what it looks like now. After we got back from the show, we pulled the camper top off because it was actually very hard to see in your blind spot.
Yeah.
But we've just been driving this thing like this, no camper shell, lowered on the rallies.
Yeah, in my opinion, I like it better like this, and we never really showed it in there without the top on it. So I mean, we've pretty much been daily in this thing off and on for the last 6 months, and
And we've had like zero issues out of it.
It's been good. I had to put a heater core in it. Other than that, I mean, that's common stuff. I mean,
but yeah, I mean, we've probably actually drove this truck more than any other square body we've got in this time frame here.
In the last 6 months, I think this has got the most miles on it we've had. So
yeah, it's knocking on like what, 1,200 miles on the build. So, and which when we first started filming the video, it only had 100 miles on it or something. So
yeah, like this thing sat outside pretty much. I don't think it stayed inside one night, so
she's a little dirty.
It's lived outside since we've had it pretty much the whole time, since February of this year. And I mean, we've just been driving it. Other than that, it's just a good truck.
It's a really fun truck to drive too. All right, something really cool that we did not know was even happening at all. But in the, let's see, what is it, November. In the November edition of CK Truck Mag, which they covered Southeast Truck Nationals, I actually got a picture of the old gray 87 in it, which, here's the cover of it. That one right there. But yeah, really cool. Definitely did not expect that out of, you know, all the vehicles we've took to shows.
Yeah.
Didn't really expect just the old Papaw truck to get in there, but pretty cool.
A few more odd and end things we're going to do to it over the next couple months when we have time. You know, you seen that video, the bedside is hit on it. We straightened it back out best we could. for that time frame we had. So we're gonna go back and actually fix it and do a little bit more painting around on the truck. And this, man, it's still an idea. It's not 100% guaranteed yet, but
As of right now, that's
yeah,
the plan.
as of right now, that's the plan we got for it. And I'm gonna put a complete new inside in it. May change wheels and tires on it, but I mean, when we get done with it, it ain't gonna look too much different than a factory truck would.
Yeah, it's still gonna look very factory,
Yeah, just like I
except
said.
for under the hood.
Yeah, except for being an LS swap. But really, other than that, that's about all we got planned for that truck. I mean, it'll probably continue just sit around outside. I mean, it's a
Yeah, we're gonna drive it.
good shop truck, daily driver, whatever you want to do with it. I mean, perfect truck for it. So
I ain't gotta put AC on it at
yeah,
some point.
we'll have air on it at some point. So yeah, with all that being said, we appreciate everybody watching this video, and I was gonna say Merry Christmas to everybody, because this video should drop around that time.
If not day of
If
Christmas.
not day of, yeah, I don't know exactly which day. So we appreciate everybody watching these videos, and next year we've got a lot of stuff planned. I know we say that, but
You know, it was a broken record, but you know,
it is what it is. I mean, we try. We're going to try a little better next year.
yeah.
So with all that, we're gonna wrap this one up, and we'll see you next year.